Good morning, Keller Williams. How are you doing today? My name is Kole Finley, and this is Compliance Corner for Friday, September 18th. And I'm here with our amazing designated broker, Mr. John Hanson. John, how are you doing today?
Doing great. Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so we've got a pretty interesting topic today because I know you've had some really detailed things happening around this. We want to talk about it. And basically, the topic today is clients, contractors, and the liability of playing the middleman. So set the stage for us, John.
Okay, well, so one of the things that I've observed agents do over the years is that trying to show value to clients, sometimes real estate agents will take on a lot of things they probably shouldn't be doing. For example, they'll take on organizing the remodel or organizing the cleanup or organizing the work that's being done on the seller's house prior to listing, things like that. And so, just the last week, I've had two very serious, drastic situations kind of rear their ugly heads. And I just, had to have a little talk with the agents about the risks involved with that. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that with you, because sometimes we feel like the value we're going to share is in these physical acts and acts of doing the work and the directing of the work of the remodel. And it just, I don't think it works either way. It doesn't really give that client the feeling of getting service, because they've not been appreciative of it, and actually turned on the agents in each case in this last week. So I wanted to just talk a little bit about some important things to know in regard to doing that, which you should not ever do. Right. But in case you're tempted, I just wanted to kind of address those issues.
Sounds good. So you've actually put together 4 bullet points, so we'll share these with everybody. So basically, first one is, are you a licensed contractor? Then, are you paying L&I for the laborers? These are interesting questions, John. Being middleman involves risk on your part, so what's that risk? And then finally, perceptions matter. Take us through it, John.
Yeah, so the first thing is, if you're performing the coordinating of the contractors coming in and doing their work, and that kind of thing, even if it's just one that you're doing, you have to ask yourself that question: are you a licensed contractor? Because it requires a contractor's license to line up these things, to do these things, and so in most cases I don't think you are, and so you shouldn't be doing that. And obviously there's risk there if you're doing it and then the state finds out you're doing that. There could be trouble. And then the second question there is, are you paying L&I for the laborers? So it is required that if you're ordering work to be done, then you have to be paying Labor and Industries for that laborer's risk in case they get injured. And if you're not paying the L&I, then that whole thing could all come back on you. So just those 2 first bullet points are enormous risks that you'd be taking upon yourself to be doing this. I certainly would not do it. And then the third one there is being the middleman. Just in and of itself involves risk on your part, because whenever you're the middleman, you're trying to communicate information from one party to the other, and we have agents who are arranging for payment to be made in escrow at closing, because this thing's going to sell and close really quick. So we'll just set up with the contractors, with the workers who are willing to take their money in escrow and not get paid right up front. The problem, of course, comes in that sometimes these sellers change their mind, and sometimes they don't remember conversations, and in these last 2 experiences, they certainly don't appreciate all the stuff that the agent's doing for them. They just get caught up in their own drama and problems of the moment, and they forget everything else, and they don't appreciate, what you've done. And so that comes to the fourth one, which is the perception, and perceptions matter. And so if you are perceived to be acting as a contractor, you're going to be held by the law to those liabilities of a contractor. And so in a lot of cases, the payment for these things is going to come back to you by the worker, who's going to come back to you and be demanding payment if your seller doesn't do it. So, and their perception, of course, is going to be that you're not, you set them up, you got them caught up in these obligations and debts, and it was your fault, and you should be paying it, and things that you and I would be sitting here right now thinking that's ludicrous. They'll never do it. Well, twice in 1 week we had this situation.
Yeah.
And it just comes up.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think it comes down to every agent being very, very clear, and it's very spelled out in the Law of Agency pamphlet, what our job is as real estate agents and what our fiduciary responsibilities are. If it goes outside of that, that's where we're getting in trouble. So, and this is one thing I said to one of my agents earlier this week. The person was thinking of going outside of that, and I said, call John. I said, before you do anything, let's make absolutely sure that John is good with that and he's approving it. So here's what I'm going to tell all you guys. When you're outside of the scope of work, don't put yourself in jeopardy. Don't put your clients in jeopardy. If you're really wondering about it, just give John a call and he can clear things up for you.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, hey, John, thank you so much for another wonderful Compliance Corner. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. And all you guys out there watching, I hope you have a fantastic weekend as well. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.